Hey everyone, Wookie Builds back with another LEGO Transformer video, and today it's a tutorial, Wookie Build style. So I built Transformers Siege Hound for a community challenge on Instagram, and I don't really have the right colors for him. It's going to be a while before I can kind of get him looking nice and polished up and sort of share him with everyone. So I thought until then I would try something new, which is I'm going to show you guys how to build him. Now, I'm trying to figure out the best way to do a tutorial video, and the approach that I want to try is breaking them into chunks and just letting you get a good look at the chunks and then kind of see what you can do on your own. So with that, I'm going to jump into the transformation and then I'll break him down and show you how he works. Thanks for bearing with me for a little bit more chatter today. So with Hound here, we're going to start with folding out this little back panel here and fold this back. All this stuff on the side, wheel assembly all tucks down and folds back. And I didn't have this toy or haven't really seen this toy before. When I researched it to build it, I really fell in love with the way it transforms, which is, at first I looked at it and thought, oh, that's going to be easy, no big deal. And then I saw that the wheels here actually fold up into the leg, and whoopsie, the foot folds down like that out of a side panel, which I thought was really clever. And oops, see, look at this, you guys are getting him raw before he's really polished up. Thought it was really clever and looked really cool. Ended up getting kind of both of the wheels down on the legs. It's a really neat build. Anyway, or a neat figure rather, and a fun build to try and capture. The arms here fold out, swivel around, and twist so that the front of his arms are forward, and then his whole hood here can pivot forward. Look at that, he's a little delicate, not as refined as they usually are. And then this little panel here can fold back. There he is. He's War for Cybertron Siege Hound. I think he looks alright. He's not perfect. In particular, the range of motion right now in his arms is limited compared to what I normally like to make the transformation work. Usually I would spend more time. You can see also that the rear assembly here just is a little weak. Haven't really got it polished up yet, and I don't really see myself investing the time just yet. So instead I thought I would turn him over to the fans and see what you guys can do with him. So with that, let's go ahead and start breaking him down. I'm going to pop his legs off here. We'll come back and give a closer look at all the pieces. His arms come out here on that little T-bar with a brick there. This whole back assembly can pop off. We'll take a closer look at that in a second. His hood here all pivots on those click hinges. Oops, there goes his head. Hey, now we got a bunch of chunks. The heads, I frequently use just a little 1x1 brick with 4 studs on each side, and then plate them however looks best for the character. Sometimes bigger if the character's a little larger. The body on this guy, nothing too crazy. We're just trying to get the arm to swivel here, so it's on those plates that have the one stud which is hidden inside there. And there's a close look at all the plates. This here is a bracket that you can put his head on. The waist here is a technique that I developed for Grimlock. So this is a socket, and then this steering gear thingy from a Technic set, a little half pin. It's a little tricky. You take 1x3 plate and the little slope there and just make this little T, and you gotta tuck it in there. You take a couple of bricks and a plate with a little tile on it, and you get this really, action figure superhero looking waist, crotch, torso thing. Arms on this guy, pretty simple, just a little brick with a hole in it, and a brick with a stud on the side, so those are snug together. This is one of those toe balls, and just pushed into the underside of the brick there. The rest of it's pretty clear. So that his arms go there. The legs are maybe the best part of this guy. So on the legs, a lot of the original G1 toys and some of the designs later do this sort of, just do this out of the way for a second, do this fold over thing, like the clamshell sort of thing, where the whole thing will go like that. I've tried a few different ways to do that over the years, and the best one I found is this technique, which shout out to BX Bricks. A lot of his guys work that way, his combiners. And that technique really inspired me, and I've used it for a number of robots where appropriate. What else is going on here? This is the sort of where the magic is in this one. It's that little 1x1 plate with the rounded edge, so that these can fold easy, swivel easy. We've got the little 1x1 clips, little handle. And then just a brick, Technic brick, some plates, tiles. Key is to allow clearance so that when that comes in, there's room for everything to snug. What else is tricky here? This is a 1x2 bracket and a little 1x1 bracket, so that you can kind of turn a corner, so to speak. This is a plate that goes this way, and then you get plates going that way, or studs going that way rather, which is how the rest of that sort of fold over clamshell thing works. It's a fender, obviously. So yeah, like I said, this is really the cool part that I loved about the toy transformation, that when I saw it I said, well, I gotta build Hound, he's super fun. So that's how his legs work, that's how his hips work. Feet, again, big wide heels, big wide toes. His back did something. This is the technique that I got from Starscreamer on YouTube, where if you take a brick that has enough clearance, you can put the little half pins in there and sort of turn a brick surface on one side or a stud surface on one side into a stud surface on both sides. Really, really powerful technique. Not necessarily the sturdiest thing, so you got to be thoughtful about how and when you use it and all that. So right now, that's there. It's a little weak. I don't know. I would probably refine it with more time. I probably will once I order some darker green parts, so I can make Hound in the colors that I want him. This right here is on a little hinge, just to allow this to all clear when you fold it up. It works a little differently in the toy, but you're working with Lego parts, you gotta streamline and simplify some things. Lastly, his little hood up here. These are little click hinges, just a bunch of different plates. This sticks out here. This plate comes out past the side of his hood there to snug his wheels into when he's a robot. And then just some sort of decorative stuff up here. I guess you'd call it greebling. These are the brackets, the two studs on top, and the plate or surface with four. That lets you again kind of turn the corner where your studs are top here and then outward, so you can do your different surfaces and contouring. Clip those in there, so you get the hood folds down transformation. That was a real close look at Hound. Break him into pieces, see how he works. It was a longer video than normal. I don't know if 10 minutes is, if you got time for that, I'd be interested to hear more about it. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, just trying to, give you something new and try it out. Would really love to hear any feedback, hear what you think. Once again, thanks for tuning in. stay tuned. I'll keep working on sweet Lego Transformers. Have a good one, everyone.